Also, we were at the bar the other night and Brittany was like, hey, check this out. Lifted up her shirt, had a back brace on. When we're rolling.
Do you think it's self-indulgent when you're accidentally on the pod?
No, if I'm like, I walked out there with the intention to tell you what was happening. I was like, you know what? I need to start rolling.
You're like,
first.
Ooh, I want to hear my own voice later.
They gotta know this.
Edit this and send it to them.
I want to secretly know that they cut me out of that episode.
Is this in or not?
This is in.
All right.
Hell yeah.
We got Connor.
Yeah. Connor on the pod. Connor on the pod.
Did you do your taxes last night?
Yes, I did my taxes last night. I owed so much fucking money.
Oh, no. How?
You know how?
Huh.
Do you want to fucking know how?
Not comedy.
No. Oh my God. I didn't even do any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
I was like, if they don't send me 1099s, because there was a few venues I did this year where it's like, it would be like a club or like a theater or something, or like a festival I was on. And I was like, if they send me a 1099.
Yeah.
I'll lose my fucking mind. I didn't get any 1099s from any of those things, so then I don't have to, whatever, right? But it was like, so my mother died 4 years ago, and this year I inherited half of her 401k. Oh. And so I had to take out 10% of it, which was not a lot of money, but in order to like transfer it to my own 401k, I had to take out 10% of it. And then, like, just put it in my bank account, essentially. Yeah. But that small 10%, that wasn't that much, put me into another tax bracket. So then I had to pay, like thousands of dollars, truly. Isn't that fucking insane?
That sucks.
It's so crazy. Yeah. So I paid, I know this is insane. I paid, $4,000 in taxes. Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
Man.
And here's the thing. When I took that money out, there's, the financial advisor I was working with, who's just like my brother's friend's dad. His name is Bob LaCharity. He's so fucking funny.
Hey, Bob.
He's always like, oh, Allie, how are ya? Oh, I gotta send you more paperwork. The paperwork changed. I swear these guys, they got brothers in the paper business. Anyway, you should be getting that mail. So he's so Massachusetts and so funny. He's like, oh, Neil, that's a great Irish name. Just saying insane shit.
Every phone call.
Yeah, and he's like,
O'Neill, huh?
Yeah. He's like, my son Michael, who's my brother's friend. He's like, yeah, my son Michael, he's half Irish, half Italian, but he mostly just looks Italian. Anyway, did you get my paperwork in the mail? It's like every conversation with him is exactly. He's like the sweetest, nicest man who's helping out.
Just waiting for the one thing that he's gonna say that matters.
Totally, yeah. He's always chatting about. He's like, he's always like, oh, Owen was over my house the other day. He looks great. It's just, anyway, he's so nice and he's helping us out of the goodness of his heart. Yeah. But anyway, so he was like, you're going to have to pay taxes on what you took out.
Yeah.
So just put aside 10% and
so you know. Okay, that's good.
I did know, but instead of putting it aside, I did a thing where it's I paid the taxes on it when I got it, essentially.
Yeah.
So I only took out the amount without the taxes, but it still put me over and I had to pay.
Man.
It's so bonkers.
That's a lot.
So bonkers. I know.
Man.
It's crazy. So, I'm just fucked, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so you didn't do it through a program?
I did it through Free Tax USA, which is a program, but it's the cheapest one. If you're just using TurboTax, use Free Tax USA.
Yeah. I think I used that one time.
I think if you make under $65,000 a year, then it's just completely free. Oh. And if you make over that, which I do, not to brag, it's $15, and that's it. That's all you have to pay. That's is $15. Yeah. Yeah. So.
What are my updates?
By the way, we are recording on April 14th, which is why we're talking about taxes
that's
so
why.
Much.
Yeah, you can skip all of that.
Yeah,
it's not relevant to you again.
I know. I'm gonna.
If you want to take notes for next year,
in post, I'm gonna put in skip to 4 minutes in, 10 minutes in, however long it's been.
You know what we should do is just speed up the entire tax conversation.
Yeah.
So it's just we
sound like chipmunks.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be so fun. But it wouldn't make any sense because they don't hear this part until later.
Yeah, they would just think that
they would just think it was an error with the pod.
And we'd have to be like, keep listening. Keep listening.
Maybe we can edit it back in now, sped up for an example. I don't know if that's easy or not.
That actually is pretty easy.
Yeah,
I'll think about it. I'll see what mood I'm in the morning.
Yeah,
that I have to edit
totally.
This.
Here are my updates. So this ongoing ear infection.
Yes.
I think it's almost over.
Like a baby.
Yep, I'm a little baby. My Schluchelen tube. That's not how you say it.
How do you say it?
I don't know. They haven't even been talking about my tube. I don't think that's the problem. It's my canal, my ear canal. Anyway, I had to go to the ear doctor last week or something.
Yeah.
And I think I already told you about it, but well, actually, I don't know if I told you this part, but I told you about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I told you this part where this guy was so bad at interacting with me.
The doctor?
He does this with all patients. It must be. Yeah, the doctor. God. He was like kind of an older guy, not that old. I don't know. Late 50s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking me like why I'm coming in, which I've already explained to the nurse and she wrote a bunch of notes. So I'm like, oh, that's so the doctor doesn't have to ask me. Then he comes in, asks me all the same questions.
Dude, that is every single doctor's appointment. Yeah. And then sometimes you'll tell the nurse everything. Yeah. And then when you're done talking, they'll be like, oh yeah, you can tell that to the doctor.
I know.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
What were you writing on your phone?
Going on? Like every time you go to a doctor, they treat you like you're a fucking idiot. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. And or like I'm saying an alibi and they want to check that it's consistent across all
like being at the police station or something.
Yeah.
God. Anyway.
So also my doctor had already sent me a referral explaining all the reasons I'm there. Mm-hmm. So he can just go and look. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're supposed to do, I think, is like prep for but they're always busy, I guess. I don't know how it's supposed to go. So then I'm in the office and he's like, so what brought you here? And I'm like, okay. So then I go through the whole thing again. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I've had a recurrent ear infection since this time, whatever. And then he immediately gets on like a little dictaphone thing and he starts saying my exact sentence back while I'm in the middle of my sentence. So I'm telling him, I'm probably talking to him for like 3 minutes. Every sentence I say, he starts echoing my sentence in his dictaphone. It was very like disruptive.
Oh my God.
So I'd be like, I'm here. I have a recurrent ear infection. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was like I was hearing my own voice in like a Zoom call that was like messed up or something. You know, and it echoes. It was crazy.
Is so
and
horrible.
He doesn't catch on that it's like I can't keep track of my thoughts because I'm just hearing my thought back at me.
Also, if he wants to record, like, why doesn't he just record you saying it?
I don't know.
That's so crazy.
Maybe because he might have replaced some words with the right jargon for him or something, you know?
Yeah, but he can figure that out in post.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know.
What an insane thing to do.
It was really weird. It was very frustrating. This guy's never going to know. He's never. I should have said something. They actually sent me a message to review the place.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll write it there.
You should absolutely write it there.
Yeah.
Man, that is so insane. But yeah, on last Thursday when we were hanging out, you told me about your like Rube Goldberg machine of medical issues. It was like the game Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Where you like do one thing and then it affects. It just keeps happening.
And it's all coming back.
Yeah.
To the end.
And you thought it was over because you got your hypothyroid medication.
Or it's like the final
countdown.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you know when you do a mini golf course?
Yes.
And the final one is like crazy?
Yeah.
And everything's connected?
Yeah,
of course. You have to hit all the right spots?
Yeah. It's like a pinwheel and then it goes and it like, you know, it cracks an egg.
Yeah. So just for the listeners, the concrete version of this is I had my neck lumps, got those checked. Turns out they were maybe fine. And then I have an ear infection. It's been ongoing. Mm-hmm. The ear infection caused me to get antibiotics.
Yes.
Right? And then the antibiotics gave me a torn muscle in my back.
Because apparently that can happen. You can
with
easily...
these specific ones.
Yeah, you can easily pull a muscle when you're doing normal shit.
And the thyroid stuff caused a whole bunch of stuff, including constipation. So now I have hemorrhoids.
I didn't know that part.
They're going away, but that did happen. And I'm like, man,
that's fucking crazy.
When will you guys stop like interacting?
Yeah, totally. Is this just what it's like to like be in your late 30s?
I guess. This has to stop soon. I'm so tired of going to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been to the doctor so much. Also, we were at the bar the other night and Brittany was like, hey, check this out. Lifted up her shirt, had a back brace on. She was like, hey, and it was like she flashed me and she had a back brace on.
I did that to Katrina as well.
It took me a minute to realize what it was. I was like...
I did it to Katrina and she goes, oh, sports bra.
That's what I thought too. And then you're like, it's a back brace. Like holding your shirt up, you're like, it's a back brace.
Like I was excited as well.
You were like, hey, check this out. It's so crazy. We were in a bar, like pumping music. God.
Well, I felt like I had to tell both of you I was wearing a, like, show it because it almost felt like I was lying. Like I was covering something up by not being like, I'm in a back brace right now. It felt like wrong.
You walk in, everywhere you walk in, you're like, nobody in here knows that I'm wearing a back brace right now.
Yeah. Like when you're wearing like sexy underwear for you or whatever.
Yeah. For the listeners, Brittany just did quotes when she said for you or whatever. What does that mean?
I don't know.
You're like, when you wear sexy underwear for you. I don't know what you
I don't know either. My mom quotes wrong things all the time.
All
the time. And I used to make fun of her for it, and I think I'm just growing into
starting to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a fun one to watch back.
When you wear sexy underwear for you.
Can we blur out me doing the quotes wrong?
No, we can't do that. We absolutely can't do that. Connor, don't butt in at all. We can't do it. We have to keep it in. Oh God.
Yeah, those are my main updates. What are yours?
I don't have many fucking updates. There was something you said earlier. This is so incongruous, but there was something that you said earlier that reminded me a part of the Wendy Williams documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how Wendy Williams is she got like whatever the New York version of 5150 is. She's in a conservatorship because she's having like a lot of health problems and mental health problems. And it's like kind of like you can't tell if it's like she's being treated well or not. And it's always just like fucked up when like celebrities need help. Anyway, there was like a whole documentary about her basically like kind of like the end of her career and her like health problems and stuff. And she's a person who Wendy Williams is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I think she's so fucking funny. There's so many, for some reason, there's like, okay, if you watch like Wendy Williams clips back, she's always talking about the killer.
Yeah.
So it's like in her mind, there's a omniscient, like ever-present force called the killer. So it's like, she'll be like when Infinity Scarves came out. Yeah. Remember? She was like, oh, this is great. So, the killer can't just take the ends and choke you out.
Oh, that's like, funny. Everything she says is from the perspective of like, if someone is looking at you like a murder target.
But it's hard to tell, right? Because it's like, is the killer like a vibe or is the killer a person? She's like, she'll be on her daytime talk show and she'll be like, I've been aware of the killer since I was born. Just like say shit like that.
She's just talking about, what do you call it when it's just the guy who comes to your doorstep? Death's doorstep? What do you call that?
Death?
Yeah, but don't they call that guy?
Crete? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Harbinger of death?
Yeah, but I feel like there's a different name. It doesn't really matter. I just thought you would know it because I couldn't remember.
Well, Creed is the guy who takes you across the river Styx, I think. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's the same guy, same look. He looks like a...
They got one in like every culture.
Anything now. The Harry Potter scary guys. He looks like that.
Gotcha. Like the Nazgul in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That's just death, I think.
It's just death, yeah.
I think. Mm-hmm. But there's probably another name for it that I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
But anyway, she thinks that she's being followed by a killer at all times. And she's just like a person who kind of says her inside thoughts out loud all the time, right? And there's one part in the documentary where she's like, it's like a day in the life thing. She's getting her nails done. Somebody puts like a clear polish on her nails, and she's like talking to the nail tech, and she's like, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. Take it off.
What?
Take it off. And then the nail tech is like gives her a look, and she's like, she's disgusted with me. That's okay.
What is happening in her mind, though?
I don't know. I think it's mental illness.
Yeah.
And I think that she's been mentally ill for a very long time, and we just found out.
Yeah.
And she's just been on TV.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's hidden for forever.
Wait, what do you mean?
When celebrities are going mentally ill, it's like they're just usually presented well enough in whatever media.
Yeah, totally.
And then maybe there's like some weird stuff that happens, but it's explainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like, it's always spun as like, look at how crazy they're being, instead of like, they need help.
Yeah,
like 2007 Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just like, look how ungrateful she is. And she's followed by paparazzi every moment of her life.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then she lashes out by throwing an umbrella at a SUV.
Yeah.
It's like
they're doing with Bieber right now.
Yes.
I haven't like followed it closely, but I am just like, yeah, he's what are they saying? He's having like a meltdown. And yeah, maybe some of it is the Selena Gomez stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like he's probably like, "Oh, you guys knew I was going to react to this, so you all surrounded me."
Yeah.
And now I'm reacting because I'm sick of you guys.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is, and here's the thing that's fucked up the most, is like, maybe he is down bad for Selena, and she just got engaged to Benny Blanco, who looks like the underside of a foot. And like, maybe he is upset about that, right?
Yeah.
If he is that upset about it and is going back into active addiction and losing his mind, why is there like articles about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's fucking crazy. Like, why would you be like, oh my God, look at him. He was so down bad for Selena.
Yeah.
It's like such an insane thing to do.
It's almost like people see it and they're like, isn't it cute how in love he is with her? That he's like destroying himself?
Also,
people
I feel like
see it as romantic, kind of.
No, totally. And I do think that there's probably people out there who are like projecting their own situation onto it and being like, this is how the one who got away is gonna feel about me when I marry Benny Blanco or whatever the fuck it is, and everybody just like has their story of like, they're gonna feel bad or whatever. I don't know. It's so crazy. Anyway, I love Wendy Williams. She's great. I will watch any clip of her.
Yeah. Hey, you've been watching Love on the Spectrum? Right?
Okay, I've watched the first 2 episodes and that's it because I'm watching it with Dave. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We just started watching it.
Okay, how far are you?
We watched like 6.
Oh my God.
So I don't know so you can tell me what you've seen and then I'll talk about what you've seen.
I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I have a lot to talk about. Dude, Connor's fantastic.
He's the best.
James.
Oh yeah, I love James.
I feel like if we asked James to come on this podcast,
oh my God, we should get James.
I would love to get James on this podcast, truly.
Where does he
lives in Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Totally.
He probably visits New York.
I'm sure he does. I don't know. I follow him on Instagram and I see he's all over the place, you know? But
I would love to do that.
I would love to have him on. Yeah.
Man.
But so what is her name? She's new this season. She has all the dolls. Her name is
Madison.
Madison, that's what it is. Yeah. I love how she's like, I started beading and I never destroyed anything ever again.
Yeah,
and then every scene that you see her in, she has like 50 bracelets on each arm and like 15 necklaces on, and they're all completely different.
Matching eyeshadow.
Yeah, totally. It's like she's like, I love beads. And then you start looking around and you're like, oh my God, she's so many beads.
She's like, I used to tear up carpets and seatbelts with my teeth.
Yeah.
But now I have beads.
And that's how I feel, bro. Once I get this aquarium, my whole life is going to be easier. I'm going to be like, the IRS is going to give me $4,000 back. All my pants will fit.
It's just therapeutic for you. Like the beads are for her.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'll stop tearing up the carpet with my teeth when I get the aquarium.
That's all it is. She also says it like it was obvious what was going on. Like she just needed beads.
No, totally. Yeah, it just grounded her in a way where, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then what else did I see? There's one scene where James is talking to his parents about going on the this is in the first episode, on going on the blind dates, and he keeps yawning.
Yeah, God, I love that. And then was it just during his parents?
I saw him yawn during the dates.
Yeah. And these yawns are huge. And then he accidentally stuffs his hand in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's just like, and the way it's edited is like, they have this whole big conversation. He's like, and his parents are like both yelling at him, like, stop yawning. Stop it. Stop. You don't want to do that during a date. It's like, they're just keep yelling at him. And I'm like, oh my God, give him a break.
I know. And they're nervous yawns, I think.
I think it's anxiety, or it's like, he's been anxious about the show and didn't get a lot of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like an exciting thing to do. I don't know.
Did I tell you about how I used to anxious yawn?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I ever said it on the pod. When I first started going to college, this would happen to me because it was like the first time I'm on my own, I think. And I was also on this big campus that was all connected. So between classes, everyone would be walking from place to place.
Yeah.
So I felt very nervous, like socially anxious, because I'm suddenly like having to see all these students.
Totally.
Make,
it's not like
eye contact
high school
with a big
where
group.
It's hallways.
Yeah.
Like disconnected from each other. It's like, you know. It's like literally everybody that you go to school with is on the quad at the same time.
Yeah. And so I noticed myself every time I'd have to walk from class to class and there's a big group, I would just start yawning. And it wasn't like I really needed to yawn or was yawning, but I would just find myself like going like it was comforting because it was like a thing to do or something.
Yeah, you just needed something to do, I think.
And then I'd notice it and I'd be like, what are you doing? You're not really yawning. I'm like, what is happening to you?
I do that. I understand that because there's times when it's like, you know, when you're like on the train and you like suddenly feel like you're being perceived.
Yeah.
Like in New York, you're outside around people all the fucking time. Yeah. And every once in a while, you'll be like, oh my God, everybody's looking at me.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Nobody gives a shit. But like every once in a while, I'll be like, or like sometimes I'll, like I talk to myself, like I'll like, not out loud, but I'll be like, and I'll like make like expressions, you know? And then like, once you like realize you're doing that, then you like turn it into something else.
Yeah, totally.
So I'll like go to open my mouth to talk about something to myself, and I'll be like,
Did you see there's these TikToks of animals doing this? Like they're in the middle of like destroying a plant.
Yeah.
And then the owner sees them and then they're like, and then they like comb their ear back or something.
Yeah, it's like puppies going to bite the corner of a coffee table, and then the owner's like, and they just pretend to yawn. You know what? The nervous yawning is so real.
It actually, I'm like, a lot of...
There's so many examples of it. Yeah, puppies.
And James.
You, me.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
James from Love on the Spectrum. But that's like basically as far as I got.
Nice.
But I've been seeing a lot of discourse about...
Man, I can't wait till you get further.
I know.
It's so good. Connor's the best. I liked him before, but he grew on me so much more this season. He's hilarious.
That first date that he went on, he was like, well, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm handsome.
Yeah. If I don't say so myself.
Yeah. And I'm polite, you know. And then like at the end of it, the girl is like, oh hell yeah. And he's like, I don't think I could date somebody in Nashville. And I'm like, oh my God, sorry, not James, Connor, you broke her fucking heart.
Yeah. Wait, was that the blonde girl?
Yeah, the blonde girl.
Yeah.
She was like really smiley.
Yes.
Yeah. She looked like Tommy McNamara on a wig.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Like the way that she smiles. Yeah.
Man, we should get him on the pod.
Oh my God, 100%.
We probably said that before, dude.
I know.
Well, it's so good.
Should we get into our stories?
Look, my Coke can says bruh.
What the hell? Is that like a Gen Z
You know, that's funny because when I bought this, the guy put it in the bag and then he pulled it back up real quick to look at it. And I was like, it's a Diet Coke. It's a Coke Zero. I thought he'd never seen a Coke Zero, but he was just looking at it because it says bruh.
Dude, I love how you were like, fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was like, you work
Coke
here.
Zero.
You see this on your shelves every day.
You see soda every day.
Yeah, should we get into our stories?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
No, you should go. Unless you need to pull it up or something.
No, I know I have two, but I'm going to do the shorter one, I think.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Do it up, baby.
So when I was in elementary school, maybe like second grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they did parent-teacher conferences,
mm-hmm.
right? And my teacher's name, this isn't that relevant, but I always thought this was cool. And she was one of my favorite first teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Mrs. Eisenhart.
Oh, nice.
And
it's like Eisenhower, but Hart?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so to help kids remember her name, we're all really young, it's hard.
Eisenhart.
She would put basically like emojis. They were everywhere. And it would just be like, I, son, heart. So that was like the whole classroom was covered in like this visual representation of her name.
I think that's cool.
I thought it was really cute.
I think that's cool of her.
Yeah, I think so too. Hope she's doing well. Also, this is unrelated really to the main story, but I just remembered when I was in that class, my mom had bought me some shoes that had this little heel in them. And I just remember being in that class and having to like walk up to the teacher's desk and put my work down and walk back. And I heard my shoes clicking on the tile. And I was like, man, this is so sick. Like I loved hearing my own shoes hit the floor so much.
You were like, I'm an adult.
Yeah, I think that was the feeling.
You felt like the beginning of Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Where Elle Driver is like walking down the hallways to go kill Uma Thurman.
It's a very adult experience.
Yeah. Yeah, because only adults go click, clack, click, clack.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Anyway, they do these parent-teacher conferences. We're doing one, and my mom had to bring my older brother to this. And, you know, in like at that age, every desk has like a name tag on it and like, I don't know, drawings and whatever, just like the kids' stuff. And during the conference, my older brother purposely goes around to every single desk and he's writing stuff down. And we don't really know what he's doing. And then we find out he wrote down all the boys' names in the class. And then he made an acronym out of like a handful of their names. GECKO. Galen, Ernest, probably Chase, I think was in my class.
Also, these are insane names. I will say. Galen.
I know. It's a weird combo.
What was the other one? Galen
was my first crush ever.
Galen is a tough name for a boy.
I know. Especially then.
Yeah, I know.
Galen, Ernest, Chase.
Ernest.
I don't remember what K or O is. K might have been like a Keith or something. I'm just guessing. O, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, he made this acronym, GECKO, just so that he could tease me like to another degree.
This is 4D chess.
Yeah. So we get home and then he would just be like, Brittany, GECKO.
And it's also not even all the boys in your class. And he doesn't even know the relationship that you have to them.
No. He just grabbed a random selection knowing something would hit. Probably.
Yeah. And he was right.
He was right. I probably had a crush on all those boys. It was probably every boy.
Did it bother you when he said it?
Yeah, I would cry. I hated it.
That's a really important part.
Yeah, and I don't remember. He must have defined what it meant for me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I saw what he was doing and I did already have a crush and I kind of knew.
Yeah, and you were like, stop it.
Yeah. But then he couldn't get in trouble because it wasn't like he was being like, oh, Brittany, you have a crush on blah, blah, blah. And then my parents could be like, stop teasing your sister.
Yeah.
To them, it just looks like he's being like, GECKO.
And you're crying.
And I'm like, shut up.
Oh my God.
That's the story. It's just.
What an insane thing to do.
What was he? I don't know. I mean, we used to do stuff like that to each other all the time growing up. But I'm like, what did I do to him that he's trying to get back at me that big?
Well,
because I'm so much younger than him.
Yeah.
Or I'm 3 years younger than him, always. But like in that story, I was in second grade.
Totally. And he's in fifth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's I feel like there's something in like boys, or I guess older siblings, that they want to tease their younger siblings because they have more knowledge of like the world.
Yeah.
And so they're like, GECKO.
Yeah.
And then you cry and then they're like, yes.
Maybe he's practicing teasing me so he can use it like well. Not that. but so he could like develop teasing ability for
the future.
His peers.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's like, he's like,
that one worked. He's open micing it.
Yeah, I know. He's open micing, bullying people. So it'd be like, well, this one really made Brittany cry.
Yeah.
So now
I just need an acronym for every person I know about things.
It's so like out there and weird.
Yeah.
But it is like just such a kid thing to do.
Yeah.
Damn. That is so crazy. Yeah.
Next time I talk to him, I'm going to remind him of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be like, remember GECKO?
GECKO.
And he's going to be like, no, I don't remember that. He's going to be like, I have 2 children.
Yeah.
Of course I don't remember that.
I have 2 children. I don't sleep. I'm a physics guy. I don't think about GECKO anymore, Brittany. I moved on a long time ago. I'm pointing lasers at things far away.
Is that true? Is that what his job is?
That's all I know.
It's lasers?
It's like to charge things from afar, kind of, to deliver energy. Yeah, he's using lasers. That's all I know. I wish I knew more, but because I really am curious what exactly he's doing and how it works.
Yeah.
But I think he doesn't think I'm actually curious. And he thinks it's going to be like when my dad talks about motors, and I'm like, what? I can't imagine this.
Totally.
But I really want to know. And it's not that I really will understand it, but I have enough like science knowledge that I can be like, oh, I could see how some of that makes sense. Not when it gets into the math, though.
Oh, yeah. No. Damn.
But yeah, I wish I knew
lasers.
more.
It also sounds made up. You're like, well, one of my brothers is a pilot and the other one works in lasers.
I know. I just want to have like a cool family. I just want kids to respect me.
Yeah, my brother works in lasers.
Dad made a toilet.
Yeah,
he just made it.
Everything you say about your family sounds made up.
I know.
I come from a long line of toilet inventors.
And my mom does bones. Because it doesn't sound cool if I'm just like, yeah, she works at a hospital.
Yeah.
My mom does all the bones.
Your mom does the bones. Your dad does the toilets. Your brother does the lasers. And then Casey does the airplanes.
Yeah.
And has terrible passwords.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm always talking about his passwords. I got to stop doing that. I did it when he came to that show in front of an audience.
And then he was like, stop, it's still my password. Stop talking about my passwords. It's still my password. If I don't keep it my password, I'll forget.
I'll never think of a better password.
Just nothing sticks in his brain. Yeah. Honestly, there's some passwords that I have that are kind of old, but I mixed them up over time.
I mix them up.
Yeah.
I've had most of them I shouldn't be sharing this, but yeah, some like the idea of it has stayed for a long time, but it's varied so much that yeah,
totally. My iPhone password is from one of the first phones I got. Do you remember those like phones that you would push it up and then it would be a full keyboard?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like
a BlackBerry?
Yeah, kind of like a BlackBerry. Yeah. But this one it like pushed up instead of like was a little block.
Yeah.
And I remember like the number pad was in the keyboard, right? So it wasn't like at the top.
Yeah.
It was just like, E is also 1.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so then like I remember I was like, password for my phone. And I looked around, there's a Forever 21 bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just say Forever 21 with the numbers.
Yeah.
And that's been my password since then. Forever 21, extinct. Doesn't exist anymore.
Man. Yeah, no one would think of that.
That's right. And it doesn't even translate to this anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get into my stupid story.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll tell a quick one. But so when I first moved to the city, I was a server for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I met one person I worked with. His name was Connor.
Oh.
He was
tall and blonde, and he kept dating horse girls.
No, he was actually a tiny redheaded gay guy. So he was a lot like the Connor here.
Yeah.
And but he was like tiny, jacked, red hair. We kind of looked the same.
Huh.
He was like probably my height, honestly.
Yeah.
And we did not work together for that long. We worked together for like maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
But we had the best time ever. And now we follow each other on Instagram, and all he does is post thirst traps.
Is this the same guy who you drove the van with?
No, that's a different one. I met him.
Different gay guy.
Different gay guy. I have a lot of gay friends. Not to, But no, but like Connor and I, we like clicked immediately. We would always make each other crack the fuck up. Like I can't even explain like every interaction we had. We were just like losing our minds, right? And so like we would always get like drunk at this bar in Dumbo called Superfine. And there was one night where we're like, okay, so the first time he came to Superfine with us, the bartender I had known for years at that point because I was going to this place all the time, constantly. And like I was like, this is my brother. I just told every stranger that he was my brother because we looked exactly the same. We were the same height. And like I was like, yeah, this is my brother. And the bartender who I'd known for years was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I got him a job at the restaurant I work at. Like literally just lied through my teeth about it. And then he got free drinks all night. I got free drinks all night. Like truly, nice. I would have like 8 beers there and I would pay for 2. Like I was there all the time. And so like, we were like, we thought it would be the funniest thing in the world. Like we were like sitting in a group of like the servers and like bartenders and shit that work together. And I was like, bro, I was like losing my mind. I was like, how funny would it fucking be if we traded shirts? If we fucking swapped shirts? And so then he was like, oh yeah. When you like are at that level with like a person.
And then acted like each other?
No. We were just like, we were like, we went to the bathroom. We swapped shirts. Yeah. And then we were like, I wonder if anybody's going to notice. So then we go over the table and we're like,
hello?
We're like, hey, what's all normal over here?
Nothing.
Yeah. And we were just like literally like trying to hold in laughter. And then somebody was like, did you guys just swap shirts? And we lost our minds.
Man.
We lost our fucking minds. We thought it was the funniest thing ever because I think that we were way drunker than everybody else. I think I was bartending and I kept giving us shots as I was bartending
and
before our shift was over.
And the buildup of that and how stupid it is like...
It was so crazy, but I remember it being... I have a video of him on my phone. It's like he starts recording and like he took my phone, started recording, and I'm sitting there talking to my friend Jasmine. So it's like a video of me, him, and Jasmine. Me and Jasmine are just talking, and he goes into my phone. He goes, ah! And then the video cuts off. He just screamed into my phone.
We gotta put that on the carousel.
It's so fucking funny.
Were the shirts like were they similar?
No. I was wearing a bright yellow shirt, and he was wearing a black shirt.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, nobody's gonna fucking notice. Also, like, I felt like we were the same size. Yeah. But I put his shirt on and it was huge. And he put my shirt on and it was really tight. And I was like, they're not gonna fucking know.
Well, it's like one of those like a change blindness study, like the
totally.
Yeah.
Like
with
the one where
construction workers.
Oh yeah.
Or the gorilla?
The gorilla, that's the one that I remember. Yeah. Where they're like, count how many times player 5 bounces the ball and you count, and they're like, did you notice the gorilla?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell?
And you're like, what?
Yeah. It's like the first psychology class you take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah. So, and then like we worked together for like 2 months and then I never saw him again.
What?
Yeah. I think he moved back to Arizona. I don't know.
You had your one big friend moment with the shirts.
Totally. But that's what it was like working in fucking hospitality. Yeah. Like there was such like high turnover that it's like you'd meet like a soulmate and then you'd never see him again, and it's like, well, what are we gonna do? And also it's like it's not like I knew him for like years, because then if he moved away
we'd stay in touch.
But it's like I was like, I knew you for like a month, and we swapped shirts once.
Man, I love that though, when you're just on the same page about how stupid something is, like that.
Totally.
And then you're like crying, laughing, and it's really like, it's funny knowing the zone you guys were in. It's hilarious. But anyone else is just like, why'd you guys do that?
Yeah.
It's like, they're not going to get there at all.
Everybody reacted to us. Everybody was like, okay, about everything we did. And we were losing our fucking minds. We were like, dude, they're never going to know that we swapped shirts. I was like, it was so crazy. God. I haven't thought about him in a long time.
Yeah.
Miss you, Connor. Not sure if you're definitely not listening.
Just respond like you could be him. Connor. Never mind.
There's been so many Connors today. There's Connor in Love on the Spectrum too. I've been like,
true.
Sorry, Connor.
I was conditioning myself to not respond when you said Connor.
You're just back there like, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
He's like, no, they can't be talking about me.
You're like, no, I was in the pod earlier. I got my moment.
Yeah.
I said you guys are rolling. That's all I wanted.
Oh God.
That story reminds me of there was this girl in high school named Luli Sam. We were friends.
Luli Sam?
Sam, yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait, Luli Sam, two names or just one?
First and last name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's strange that Sam, a nickname, is her last name.
Yeah. Well, she was from, I don't know if this is why. I think she was from somewhere in like Malaysia.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's like a common.
Well, I guess I'm a fucking racist.
I mean, I could be too, because I don't know if that's even a last name over there. And I'm like, that's it. That's got to be it.
Anyway.
That's got to be it. I thought of her ethnicity and I put it together. It's like, that's like.
She's just from America?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that would happen to us in math class.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember this one time. It's like so stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But there was one of those phones, you know, those big phones from the old days?
Yes.
That you could like.
The receiver. Yeah. Oh, shit.
And it's got the like curly cord and everything.
Totally.
I don't know. Our teacher answered the phone, I guess, and put it back and it wasn't on straight. And we noticed it and it looked so funny somehow in the moment.
Yeah.
It was just a phone on crooked.
Yeah.
And I like pointed it out to her and we laughed like the rest of the class period. We were getting in trouble. And then everyone around us was like, what's going on? We're like, the phone!
And then you're like, who am I? Who am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Just losing your mind over the stupidest shit ever.
Laughed about that the entire period. We talked about that phone like the rest of the year.
That's so fucking stupid.
It was stupid.
Oh God, but
Man.
those moments are so funny.
I know.
I love those moments that it's just like you just can't explain it to anybody else how much fun it is.
No.
Yeah.
And like part of the excitement is that you're like, oh, like you know it's stupid.
Yes.
But then they were equally like, yeah. About
totally.
the phone.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you would be equally on board with this.
Yeah, like she knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Should we get into our post?
Yeah, let's do the butt crack one, I guess, because we don't have that much time.
Well, I don't know. We started a little late. I don't know if that matters.
Oh yeah.
You got time. You got time.
We got
You
time?
got
All
time.
right.
Should we do the I mean, I'm fine with butt crack though.
You know what? I feel like logistics of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
We don't usually have this little like it makes sense to do the butt crack.
Let's do
one.
it.
You know what I mean? Because there's not going to be any other
avoid
time.
Them
yeah, they're
too
really short
yeah.
ones.
All right.
Because I like the butt crack one.
Me too. Let's do it.
Okay.
Got it. Ooh. Did we time that? That was like 15 seconds I pulled it
Nobody timed it.
I'll time it when I listen back.
Did you guys time that? Connor, tell us how much time it took.
All right. I, 25 female, work in a hospital, and my unit is hosting a 10-week weight loss challenge. Interesting thing to do at a job. Like everyone come together.
That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It really used to be a thing where it was like whoever loses the most weight.
Yeah.
Like or whatever department loses the most weight gets like a pizza party or something like that. That used to be a thing and it's like so fucked up.
It is.
Yeah.
Just to pressure everybody to like
I know. And then everybody looks at the fattest person and is like, well, you gotta really carry your weight here, buddy.
Yeah.
And it's like, first of all.
They're snapping at each other in meetings.
Yes, 100%.
Like about the lunches they saw them eat earlier.
Yes. I think that there's an episode of The Office where that happens. Where
There definitely is.
Yeah, where it's like everybody's like, Kevin, and it's like, what a horrible environment to work in.
That's terrible.
If you're just like a fat person trying to live your life.
Oh man.
God.
Every Monday, everyone texts a picture of their feet on a scale to our manager. This is terrible.
Horrible. Feet, they just wanted feet pics. The man just wanted feet pics.
Man.
I know.
I
hate
getting on a scale. I mean, I'm probably fine with it now, but like This would drive me crazy.
Yes. Dude, totally.
We send a picture of their feet on a scale, who compiles the data and compares percentages of fat loss.
Oh my God.
This guy's he's got an Excel file of people's
everybody's weight, everybody's medical fucking
and how
history.
good their feet are. There's one column. It's like ratings.
Painted
What's
or
that
not?
column? It's like labeled like in a way you can't see that it's about how good the feet are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just like 6.5.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, why did I get a 6.5? What is that column for? And he's like, oh, nothing.
This week after I got out of the shower, I decided to weigh myself and take a picture. I noticed that the scale was reflective and reflecting a very clear image of the underside of my butt crack on the scale between my feet. I then looked at my previous texts and noticed I've sent this exact same picture pose 4 weeks in a row. So she has 4 mirror pictures of my crack. Oh, man. That's the whole post, but that is so funny.
God.
I wonder, like, not that, I mean, I am definitely stereotyping, but it's a woman she's sending it to. I feel like if the woman noticed, she would say something. A guy might not. So I think she maybe didn't notice, but it's still hilarious.
Still so funny.
Now your boss just has a bunch of pictures of your
butt crack.
Yeah.
Also, like, what a unflattering angle for a butt.
Oh, yeah.
Is like underneath.
Yeah.
And like
just peeking out
far
between
away.
your feet.
Yeah.
On the scale.
Yeah. Just like, that is like the worst angle of my
really
butt
blurry
ever.
looking. Yeah, it's like, it's far and it's also steamy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Man.
it's like that subreddit that I sent you pictures of. It's called like Mirrors for Sale.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a subreddit where it's like pictures of like or screenshots of like Craigslist ads and like Facebook Marketplace postings.
Yeah.
Where people are trying to take pictures of mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
So they creatively are either in it or not.
Yeah.
Or like reflective surfaces. So then you just see somebody like, it's like a microwave, and then there's some guy with no pants on holding up his iPhone, like in the reflection of the microwave. Yeah. It's so fucking funny.
Sometimes I'll see those and I'm like, what was their thought here? Because like some of them it'll just be that the person just spreads out really wide.
Yes.
And I'm like, how does that help this situation?
Yeah. And it's like,
you're just taking up a lot of space in the mirror.
Also, I'm like, do they like, because some of them you're like, oh, they definitely didn't know that they were in the reflection of the mirror, you know? And then other times it's like, did they know? And then they did that on purpose.
But it looks like they're doing a pose they think will get them out of the mirror.
Yes.
But it just is, they're right in the mirror.
Dude, totally.
And they just use it anyway. Yeah.
No, 100%. Sorry.
I feel like people really struggle with like mirror logic, you know?
Yes.
There's also these TikToks lately of people like being like, how can the mirror see me behind the towel or whatever? And like people are going crazy.
And I'm like, the American education system has failed us.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Or at least if you didn't know that, just like if you see it happening, think through what might be happening.
I know.
Instead of being like, this is like,
it's magic.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh,
we're in a simulation.
Dude,
the mirror saw me. They didn't think of that error.
Yeah. Dude, this happens on TikTok so often where literal children who aren't like their brains aren't developed yet. So it'll be like, 17-year-olds are like, I saw it on TikTok. It must be true. Because like that's what their whole life has been. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just so horrible. But I just looked up Mirror for Sale. Here's a good one. It's of a guy in an iron.
I feel like I've seen this one before. It looks like an alien.
Yeah.
That almost looks purposeful because it looks so crazy.
It's got to be purposeful.
Yeah. And the eyes are like perfectly lined up with his.
Yeah, totally.
Man.
If I had to sell an iron.
That's so good.
I would send that shit. Yeah.
This is like the one thing that keeps him and his wife together. Is that one time you took that mirror photo and they both laughed so hard.
Yeah.
This is like their phone and they're switching t-shirts.
Yeah, totally. It's the only thing that keeps them together.
That's so good.
What a fucking good. Yeah.
Will you send me that?
Yes, of course. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me take a little screenshotty. Screenshotty. Ooh. Okay, sending to you. Sorry. This is episode is coming to a screeching halt because I'm on my phone a little bit. This is a really good one too. It's so it's like the back of a guitar, and like there's a plate that holds the neck onto the guitar that's really reflective, and you can see the guy's face in it.
Oh, I've seen this one too. Yeah, his face is tiny. Man.
He also looks like he just got like punched in the stomach. That's like his expression. He's like, oh.
Or he just looks like, it's actually so, it almost looks really sad. Like this guy, like it's a sci-fi where you can just get stuck in like time and a shape or something. Like that's actually him. Isn't that terrifying? This is just like a terrible dream. Man.
Sorry, I didn't know that picture would bring
it actually upset me a lot. Emotion. Like that guy's in some kind of weird like prison of like, I don't know. Sorry. It's like when you cry about the anglerfish.
Okay, no,
but I'm crying about the man stuck in a square.
Not the same at all. You're like, isn't it sad that man got stuck in a shape?
Wait, can I tell you before we end? We don't even have to leave it in, but I had I sleep talk?
Yes, totally.
All the time. And Dwayne will hear it sometimes if I stay over. But something that'll happen a lot. Do you sleep talk ever?
No, not really.
Something that happens to me a lot, like, because I know that I do it, is sometimes I'll be in a dream and then I'll kind of be waking up. But in the dream, it makes sense for me to say something. But I'll be like, sort of like, oh, but I think I might be saying this out loud.
Yes.
Like in real life.
That's happened to me. And then you kind of say it like as you're waking up.
Yeah. That'll happen all the time. And then in this particular one, though, it was just so funny because in the dream, I was like, I got to say this and this makes sense. This has to be done. I don't remember what it was. But I knew I was saying it in real life and I knew Dwayne was there. And I was like, Dwayne's going to hear this. It's not going to make sense to him because he's in real life.
But he deserves to know.
But I have to say this. So I said it in the dream and I was like, it had to be done.
Yeah.
And then I kind of woke myself up and saw him there and I was like, it doesn't matter. It was like logically it made sense for me, even though I knew I wasn't in a real state.
You were like, this has to be done.
Yeah.
And I don't care at what cost.
No. And he can ask me about it. I'll tell him. If he doesn't accept it, that's fine.
I love how you're like,
it's like more important.
You're like in this like waking dream state and you're like, you know what's important right now?
Yeah.
That I say this out loud. Yeah. It's like such a strange, like hard stance to take for a thing happening in a dream.
Yeah.